Malta is sending the Busker and Dance to Liverpool this year, but will they be dancing into the final? Let's review Eurovision. Malta will be hoping for better luck this year than last year. Didn't make it through to the final last year with I Am What I Am. Tragedy, obviously.
No, not tragedy at all. It was horrendous. Being sarcastic.
But will they fare any better with this year's entry? Let's have a little listen.
Is this a song you know? But hey, wait, what you say? Do you wanna dance?
So that was a Malta's entry for Eurovision this year. What do we think of it?
Okay, so don't judge me, but this was one of my early favourites. This is a song that when I was listening to the recap, when all the songs had been picked, this really stood out to me. I think it's fun, it's catchy, it makes you smile, it's very kitsch, but in the best possible way, and I really, really enjoy it. It's obviously Destiny and Eurolozco in 2016 are like another tier of Malta. Other than those, this is probably my favourite Maltese entry because it's fun. It makes you want to dance along to it. Yeah, I really, really enjoy listening to it. That said, two little caveats. One, I've sort of got bored of it now. So having been like, oh, it's fun, I enjoy it, the enjoyment has worn out quite quickly. And now I sort of skip over it. But I don't think that's a problem in the long run because most people watching the shows will see it once and then we'll have to react. And my instinctive reaction, first time I saw it, was, yes, I love it. And I wanted to vote for it. So I think that on balance, that'll be okay. It's not a Eurovision classic, though. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be talked about 10 years from now as, you know, the all-time great Maltese peak. But it's sort of it's worked its way down my list of most listened over the past few weeks. My other reticence is the fact that the general Eurovision fandom is not really talking about this is mildly concerning. Admittedly, we didn't really talk that much about Moldova in 2017, which had quite a similar saxophony, fun, very kitsch vibe, and that ended up finishing third. But why are people not talking about this making it through? I find that quite concerning. I think maybe I'm seeing something that most people aren't, which would be a shame. But they're my two main points of reticence. But other than that, I really, really enjoy it, and I think Malta's one of Malta's best entries.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I think if we'd done this review, if this had been one of the first songs that we reviewed, I'd have been like, wow, blown away, love it, it's so fun, it's so kitsch. It does, I'm grooving along to the saxophone. A month or so later, I have got bored of it. But when it comes to Eurovision, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because most people aren't listening to it for a month beforehand. Most people are kind of coming to it on the day of the contest and being kind of hit around the face with it for the first time. It is really fun. It is very kind of cute. And yeah, I think it's a tricky one. I have got a bit bored of it. My view of it a month ago is kind of different to what it is now. But if I'm in the mood, still thoroughly enjoy it. At the point that we're recording this, it's in the first semi-final, and the polling for it kind of qualifying, that is my fire alarm. The chance of it getting through at the moment are not fantastic. So whether that kind of changes when we see the actual semi-final, we'll be interested to see. Is it getting through? What would you rank it out of 10?
Okay, so we're about a week away from the first semi-final now. As it stands, we haven't seen what it looks like on stage yet. I suspect they're probably going to do a very similar type of thing that they did with the national final, where it's sort of quite cardboard cutouty. It's very, here's his jumper. It's very like awkwardly fun, if that makes sense. And I think if they do that again, it might stand out because there's nothing else quite like it. But on balance, I unfortunately don't think this is going through because it's a very tough semi-final. I would put it through. I would. But again, I think the fact that people aren't really talking about it, it's not, a landslide favorite on Spotify. It's not getting loads of views. People aren't talking about it and commenting on it. I doubt this video, for instance, will get that many views. It makes me think that it's not actually going to do that much and qualify, which would be a shame. And I think that there are broader questions as well. I understand why Eurovision has now brought in this let's only do televote in the semi-finals. But other than Destiny, Malta struggles with the televote every single year. And even in the final, she struggles. But she did win the televote in the semi-final, but in the final, she didn't do anything because of the running order. Malta is at a massive disadvantage now because of this new system. And it's a real shame. I think the jury is the type of thing actually juries will quite like and respond to, because I didn't think they'd respond to Iceland in 2021 and they did. And this is the same sort of awkward quirkiness. So I think it might actually do all right in the final if it gets there. I just have my doubts that it will get there. I'm going to give this, if I'm trying to think back to where I was a bit like you a month ago, I'm going to give this an 8. I think now it would probably be closer to a 7, but I'm going to give it an 8 because at the time I had that's where it's peaked at basically. So it's going to be an 8 out of 10 for me.
Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely, I think if they kind of get the staging as that kind of fun awkwardness, it's weird because all the comments on the YouTube video is like, this is a song for introverts and this is like their kind of moment. So maybe they'll pick up the introvert televote and then they'll be fine, because I'm sure there's lots of introverts who watch Eurovision. I don't think it'll qualify. Sad as that will make me, and because it doesn't feel like there's anything else like it in the contest, it would be a shame. But yeah, I wish I have to wait and see. For me, I'm going to give it a 7.5. Again, similar to you, it probably would only be a 7 realistically now, but I'm trying to remember that I did like it quite a bit when I first heard it. So yeah, we'll see.
Well, we're not sure it'll go through in that case then, but we do quite like the song. Do let us know what you think. The semi-final is fast approaching, so get your comments in pretty fast. You can also like and subscribe. If you do subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll get notified every single time. Every time we upload new videos, you'll get a little notification. We're also on Instagram, and we're in podcast form as well, so give us a listen there. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.